Well, been hiking for about an hour now. I'm at the along the base of the escarpment, or at least part of it, and I wanted to get a fire going out here somewhere today, but again, old man weather's being a pain in the ass. It's snow then rain, snow then rain, snow then rain, and this is just ridiculous, this weather. I haven't even had a chance to get out the snowshoes yet this year, or even worse, I haven't had a chance to build a snow cave, igloo, Quonset, whatever you want to call it, and sleep in there for the night like last year's video. But what are you going to do? I guess that's one good thing of the lack of snow this year. At least even the wild chives have survived a little bit. I mean, they're not the best eating right now, but I guess if you had to, you could. You gotta like onion, though, that's for sure. I put them good in the boil up in the water with soup and everything else, but they eat straight. Couldn't do it all the time. I don't know how people could, eating like raw onion and stuff, but not for me. Well, I did come across a fire pit. Someone's garbage and everything else here. That's something else I got to haul out today. There's nothing worse than going back in the bush and finding out someone's left garbage all back there. That makes me so mad. My theory is you pack it in, you pack it out. Unless it's biodegradable, then hell, leave it there. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can light a fire. I did find a couple little pieces of birch bark, but I've ripped apart logs and everything's just wet right to the core. It's flash frozen inside, and everything, there's not even any dry shaving down there to get to the inner stuff. It's horrible. So what I am going to try to do, you can see the trees here. One side's dry, one side's wet, and that's all the way along here. So I'm going to try to focus my my search for some dry wood on the dry side of the trees. Any dead wood or anything standing still, anything on the ground, just going to be a write-off. But that's what we're going to go for now, and then I got to go around and pick up a few dozen pop cans and beer cans and someone's solar crank radio. They decided they didn't like it, so they smashed that all up. At least the compass is still good in that little piece there. I'll grab that. But anyways, alright, I'll get back. Not even any point to trying to find dry wood. It doesn't exist today. Everything is just soaking wet. I mean, just soaking. Look, this birch bark doesn't even want to get going here. This is just, it's insane how wet everything is. This is the part I hate. If you had to do a fire in case of an emergency situation, it would be you'd be hard pressed to find dry stuff. I mean, you can do it, don't get me wrong, it's out there, but it's a lot of calories, a lot of energy to harvest it. I mean, especially right where I am, there is dry stuff on, you know, you can find it, but it's just it's a monster undertaking to do right this time of year, especially when it's this wet. But oh well. Just goes to show you, this has been 5 minutes now, and this little pile of birch bark hasn't even burned. It's I had to use cotton balls and wax and get them in the middle there to help dry out the birch bark. This is just insane. I can't believe how wet everything is out here. Now she's starting to go pretty good. As you can see, the rain is kind of stopping. I hope you can see that. And the snow is starting to go. I wish I would have brought my my tea today, or coffee or something, but what are you gonna do? I'm more exploring than I am sitting. So I found out hiking along the base of the escarpment here, I found a couple deer camps set up. Not cheap ones either, they're nice ones. So I tilted my hat and said hello to them. Hopefully they got my picture. Just wanted to know I was there, meant no troubles. One of the things I might as well talk to you about, I was been doing a lot of reading, and actually I know someone that did some practical experience on it. he is a trapper, so he's a subsistence hunter, so he can hunt for a living. We were talking about snares and having snare kits in your bug out bag or your bushcraft bag or whatever in your backpack. I'm gonna say, I've set a lot of snares. I'm gonna say probably about, well, I would go as high as maybe 60% of people that got snare wire in their kits have probably never set a snare and know how to even set one proper. I mean, maybe they've read it, but maybe they've even tried it in the backyard, but to use it in a practical method is not too many people, I don't think, have. I have. First of all, when you set it, you got to know how to set it, you got to know where to set it and what you're going for. But I've been reading a lot online, and I think the snare wire is out of my kit. I mean, snare wire is good, you can use it for, you know, helping your shelter building and stuff like that, but I seen a few guys online that carried a rat trap or two. So I emailed my friend and I told him about it, and we were talking, and so he went out and gave it a try, and actually he put peanut butter on his rat traps, and he got squirrels in no time. His area, there is a lot of squirrels. Well, there's a lot of squirrels, but he got some small game in a matter of 3 hours, where he set snares and gone 2 or 3 days without getting anything in the snares. So setting up 2 rat traps and getting them both filled within a day is pretty good odds. So I think, you know what, as gross as it sounds, I mean, what are you going to catch in there? You're going to catch very small game. You might catch a pond marten, you got squirrels, you got small possums, maybe even a raccoon or something, but that's where I guess you're going to have to drill a bit of a hole in the rat trap and tie it off with some cordage around a tree, or tie it off with paracord, so if you do catch something a little bigger, it's not going to run away on you. But he just used peanut butter, a little bit of peanut butter on the rat trap, and off he went, and it worked. So that's something to think about. I think maybe when I do get back into my interior camping this year and some more off the beaten path stuff, I think maybe the snare wire is going to go to the curb, and I'm going to go with the rat traps. I mean, it looks like you can catch more. You can probably use them in an urban setting too, actually, but I'm going to go that route. They seem to have a little bit more success, and I can understand why, than a snare wire would. So, you know, it's funny how fire works, eh? It's not only is it a heat source, it's a way to cook too and survive, but it's funny, the psychological aspects of fire. Ooh, some smoke. Right in the eyes. Good way, side note, do you want to get rid of smoke? Believe it or not, try it. Next time you're sitting by a campfire and the smoke gets in your eyes, close your eyes and scream real loud. Say, "I hate white rabbits." You're laughing, but it works. I don't know why, but it works. Anyways, getting on to the fire bit, I mean, the psychological impact, the confidence builder, whether you're out in the bush or you're at home and the power's out, whether you're making and using an makeshift oil lamp, or whether you're lighting a fire when you're out like this, it's a psychological boost. I mean, I'm getting pretty wet out here. It's not warm out. It's only well, hovering right around 0. But I mean, at night it keeps away the boogeyman, which is fantastic. I mean, and it's such a confidence builder. So I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, I'm no matter where I am, whether I'm at home or in the bush, it's I carry you know, I carry 5, 6, sometimes 7 different ways to light a fire. It's one of those things. It's okay to have them in your pack, whether you got the pushers, whether you got flint and steel, magnesium stick, or whatever you carry. But if you don't know how to use them, what point is it really? I mean, oh, got a deer just ran behind me there. If you don't know how to use them, there's no point. That's why we've had instances here where people have gone out in the boreal forest a little bit north of here and decided, you know what, they've seen a TV show of the favorite outdoorsman, or been watching YouTube videos online and said, you know what, I can do that. So they go out and buy everything, and then they're dead. I mean, it's really important. I know if I get out here, I can get water, I can distill water, I can do whatever I have to find water, off condensation, off whatever, even lighting a fire. It was hard today, everything's soaked, but I did get one going. It's just so important if you're going to have the gear, you know, whether to start a fire, to harness water, to get a compass going. I mean, you got to know how to use this stuff. There's no point of having it if you're not going to learn how to use it in a practical manner. I mean, don't go out in the bush and do it, but start off in your backyard even, and then as your confidence builds, go on from there. Earlier there, you seen me eating the wild chives. I mean, I can get a lot of, you know, there's chives around here, leeks, there's morels, there's fiddleheads, there's all kinds, there is fungus out here you can eat. I know my area. I would never go online and say, this is this, go ahead and try it. I mean, I eat what I know I can eat. Pine needles, yeah, I know I can steep them for vitamin C, T, types of ash. You can get salt out of, like, there's all kinds of stuff. But I'm just saying, guys, don't take my word for it. Don't take someone else's word for it on YouTube. Do some really good research. Talk to experts that do this. Read the books. Try it all. Then there's methods of testing stuff before you eat it. Just don't go do something you see on YouTube or any other video and say, hey, you know what, this person said I could eat that, so I'm going to eat it. Next thing you know, you're really sick or you're dead. I've been doing this for a while. I know what in my neighborhood, in my area of Southern Ontario and in the boreal forest, what I can eat, what I can't eat. For the most part, except for mushrooms, I'm very, very picky on them. There's 3 or 4 kinds I know I can eat, and I won't even try to tempt fate with anything else. Alright guys, one little bit of bushcraft there. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm picking up the garbage here, and beer caps all around. I mean, you could use, if you find a beer cap, that's great. If not, acorn heads work good. If you know anywhere, if you're in the climate where they have oak trees, lots of acorns lying around, you can use the little cap off the acorn. Just make sure it's not broken. The bigger the acorn, the better it is. The bigger the head on it, the cap. You can use this as an emergency whistle. It's very easy to use. Take it, put your thumbs over it, make a little bend in there, I don't know if you can see that, and just kind of play around till it starts going like a whistle. So, give you a show. Very easy to use. Acorns work just as well. It's anytime I'm out in a place like this and I see acorns, I'll grab a handful of them, put them in my pocket, and take the little heads off of them. It's just one other way to get communication if you needed to. It's trial and error. Put your thumbs over it, put a little bend in your thumbs, put your lips right on the bend, and just kind of work it around till it goes. So yeah, it's a nice little trick of the trade to know. Well, back on the main trail now. Got to get back, find my way across this creek. So I'm going to call it a day today. I've been out, you know, 5-6 hours, I don't know, something like that. Just looking around, exploring here on the edge of the escarpment. Anyways, I'm Wild Willy, and I'm going to take off for the day. So remember, keep your head up in the bush. You never know what you're going to see.